products might be a little stale, but the company is always fresh.
Craig Crawford here, retired journalist working for nothing but the truth and Social Security checks. Boy, it's a busy day. It started out busy and then it got busier. I actually had to make extra coffee because just when we thought, whoop, we got something here right now. The Epstein files are just taking over the news here right now. Emails released this morning directly linked Trump to a victim, and the White House now confirms she was Virginia Giuffre. Epstein wrote, "Of course Trump knew about the girls." Then he goes further. Victim redacted spent hours at my house with him. Hours later, the White House admitted the redacted name was Giuffre, the former Mar-a-Lago employee Epstein recruited before she was abused by Prince Andrew. Trump's press secretary noted Virginia never accused him of wrongdoing. Giuffre committed suicide last April. Until now, Trump's role was rumor and proximity. These messages make it personal. A named victim, a specific incident, and a paper trail from Epstein himself. The victim's family say it's time to unseal the Epstein files. If that happens, this may be the moment the silence finally barks.
To tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's files.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing
General
violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally...
Hey, this is just too much fun. I swear.
I mean, none of us out here have any trouble answering simple yes or no questions, but it just seems to be beyond the capabilities of politicians.
Yeah, and the thing, I dug this old video up because it connects to the news today. Now we're finding out why they didn't want to answer the questions because we are learning today that there's a couple of emails from Epstein in these files that directly connect Trump to a victim. He says in that email that Trump spent hours with who we now know was Virginia Giuffre. And so that's new. I mean, that had always been one of the ways, Trump supporters batted this. Well, there's no proof he did anything wrong, but now we got something to talk about.
Yeah, because even if he did nothing to her, did he know about what was being done to her?
Yeah, I mean, right here's his email. Victim redacted, spent hours at my house with him. Now, what's fascinating to me today, Jamie, is the White House filled in that blank right there.
Right.
They're the ones who said the victim is Virginia Giuffre. I've seen it pronounced Giuffre and Giuffre. I'm still working on which it is. But anyway, they're the ones that today said that's who the victim. Democrats released this email, but they redacted the name. But now it's the Republican. And their reason was they're trying to make the case that she said Trump never did anything wrong. She didn't name him in her biography or anything. And before she committed suicide, she never said Trump did anything wrong. Okay, well, maybe that you could talk about that, but it's like, was it worth that defense to them to actually put the name to this and make this a bigger story. That's what I find so odd about what they did today.
Yeah, because there are so many ways he could make himself either totally innocent. Yes, I knew her. We met. I never did anything to her over
Yeah.
all of this time. And because they constantly have hidden all of this, it's, how guilty do you want to look?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like 7:35 this morning, the press secretary put this out, and this is where they say that the unnamed victim referenced in these emails is the late Virginia Giuffre, who repeatedly said Trump was not involved. Now, the thing is, what they're now notice here that they are not disputing, and if they meant to, maybe they just forgot, but they're not disputing that he spent hours with her, which is what the email says, that Trump spent hours at my house. Epstein's writing this, meaning his house, at my house with him. And in this statement they did, they managed not to address that part of it. So they basically they've confirmed, or at least they're not disputing, that he spent hours with her at Epstein's house. They're just saying that it's all fine because she said she never said he did anything wrong. Ooh, boy, I think they just made a bad situation a lot worse for themselves.
Because she is one victim out of how many thousands were there?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, he did nothing for her. What did he do with the rest of them?
Yeah. And but even if this is just the only one of Epstein's girls that he spent time with, it's more than we knew before today. Because there was never an actual victim associated with Trump until now. And what's interesting about her is, of course, Epstein found her where? At Mar-a-Lago. That's where she was working when Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her for their little.
And Epstein poached other girls, women, whatever, from Mar-a-Lago. So again, she is one person out of how many?
I've seen the numbers as high as 1,000.
I know.
I mean, that's one reason, we need to see these files and see if those kind of claims are true, that it's that high a number of we're talking of women that were recruited. I say women, I mean, a lot of them underage, but who were recruited to be supplied to rich and powerful people. I don't know, but they're in those files.
And now we have the victims putting together their own list.
Yeah.
And how much will the stuff that from the files either confirm or deny the names on the victims list?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, actually, we can go back to good old Marjorie. Marjorie started naming. Yeah. Here.
Hollywood producer worth. Hollywood.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, getting at what you're saying about the victims is Marjorie Taylor Greene here. The victims gave categories of the type of people that they were recruited to have sex with, and they haven't named the names because of fear of lawsuits and defamation, because these are very rich and powerful people. So what they did was they gave a list of, here's categories of people who they were, and then Nancy, the Kentucky Republican, got on the floor of the House and read the list because they have protection of liability. But here's Marjorie actually naming what we know so far of who these people were.
A Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million. A royal prince. A high-profile individual in the music industry. A very prominent banker. A high-profile government official. One high-profile former politician. One owner of a car company in Italy. One rock star, one magician, half a dozen billionaires, including one from Canada. When you think about a list like that, those are very powerful people with a lot of influence. And that's just the list of these people. It doesn't include the foreign country governments that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in. This week, it was really interesting. 60% of my calls were about health insurance premiums costing too much. The other 40%, Epstein files.
See that? I mean, and that's where the Republicans from MAGA districts are in such a bind, is because and don't want this vote on the House floor because they don't want to. They've got to make a choice between their own constituents and Trump whether they vote to release these files, and it's a tough choice they don't want to make.
Well, and anyone who has spent any amount of time around politicians knows that if they set off a fire alarm at a hotel in a convention time, it's a big guess as to who's going to come out of whose rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to joke about it, in the circles where I hung out as to who was doing whom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if yes, I suppose the average voter lined up against their team's side want to deny the stuff that is in the Epstein files. We can look at it and say, anybody you're in favor of is probably on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just powerful men play powerful games, and women are the ones who get run over in the fast lane.
These victims are really coming out stronger and stronger too. I saw families
ever since Weinstein, crashed and burned, the victims are no longer afraid to come out and name names.
And I guess it's
some of them may hold back because they don't want their kids to know about it, or their other relatives, but they're naming names.
And today they're swearing in that Arizona Democrat who's the final vote needed for the discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. So the clock is ticking.
And then the question is, how much got burned before it's released? Who has copies and... because that's something I wonder about, is how many copies there are out there and who's not going to talk and who is.
Well, and for that matter, you got to wonder, the FBI investigation files that are at issue here that the White House is sitting on, that the DOJ has, what's to say they haven't fired up the paper shredders at the Department of Justice and full time. I mean, how do we know that any of those records are even left? I mean,
that's what I said. How, who's lighting the fire in the fireplace?
Yeah. I mean, with this crowd, I'd be surprised if they aren't destroying records. Yeah. But somehow these emails that we got today still existed and were put out. I mean, these emails. One was to Ghislaine from Epstein, and the other was to Michael Wolff, the dogged reporter who's been chasing this and spent so much time with Epstein. And he's he says that he saw one of the photographs that we actually did a stream a while ago, us and see if I can find it, where the photo that of Trump with some women, and the senator who was on that one. Anyway.
Well, you know, if they got a photograph of Giuliani reaching for his crotch, that there's similar guilty photos
Here's the
out there.
prosecution agreement that was made with Epstein. The United States shall provide Epstein's attorneys.
Hollywood.
Oh, here it
public
is.
reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump. There's been public reporting.
This is a lot like that Patel video we were looking at, and let me put this up where I gotta Bondi gets asked about the photos of Trump. I don't know why I can't get this on the screen. Sometimes this thing just is so aggravating. Oh, I see. All right, here we go. There it is. All right, now let me blow it. This is where Sheldon Whitehouse is grilling Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, about the photos that are in the records. Now, what happened is the FBI had raided Epstein's properties, his houses and offices. And that's part of the thing that's at issue here is there's apparently just tons of this stuff that they got that no one's seen. And among those are these photographs that Sheldon's getting ready to ask her. And Michael Wolff, who we were talking about, he has said he saw Epstein showed him. He kept them in his vault, in his safe, in his office. He had pictures of Trump with half-naked women on his lap. and so and Wolff said he said to Epstein, you know, you need to you could do some damage with that, and Epstein said, you know, why do you think they're in my safe? But then he said, and then he said that he told Epstein, you know, you ought to make some use of this, and Epstein, I forget the exact words, implied back to him that if he ever used this, he'd be killed. Anyway, so two things here is Sheldon asking Bondi about those photographs, but then listen to her response. It's just like Patel did earlier when we were watching. It's all distract and deflect. I mean, she turns it around, starts attacking Sheldon himself. Here, this is pretty good.
Public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. You know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right. when you're the one who was
Didn't
taking
answer
money
the
from
question.
one of Epstein's
Deflect and
I
distract.
believe.
This is made
I could be
for
wrong,
Fox.
correct me, Reid Hoffman.
Soundbite.
Who is, you're grilling me on President Trump and some photographs.
Yeah, because you're the one with the records
The
who
question
won't
is-
release them. That's you. I love it when they get caught. But of course, that whataboutism always works with their supporters. You know, they'll just fall right in line
Which
with it.
is what I don't understand. You would think that people would be on to that maneuver by now, but I suppose they just don't pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Well, anyway, it makes for a fun new direction after arguing about the shutdown. And
Oh, did you see that my idea of a penny per share will no longer fly?
why is that?
As of today, they have issued the last pennies.
Oh,
There are no more pennies. You have to either round up to the nearest zero or down to the previous 5. So anyway, so you're going off air, or since we didn't get any company, and
Yeah, I wanted to make this video pulling together a lot of our videos. So I'm trying to edit a single video that pulls together all the various elements, and I haven't even gotten into Maxwell. So I've got several of those to show next. So
and what's going on between Marjorie and Boebert?
oh, what is going on? I'm
Oh, they're squabbling a bit. Is Boebert going to side with MTG, or is she going to duck the whole issue? That's been kind of wandering the news lately. So
yeah, because actually before you came on, one of the videos I played was where you and Jack and I were talking, and Blue were talking about the 218 votes they needed, that they were almost had the votes they needed, and we were all talking about, well, somebody's going to bail. They'll strong arm, they'll bully somebody off the list. So you're saying maybe Nancy May, because there's only 4 Republicans voting to release the Epstein files, and Boebert's one of them. And I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene or Massey, because it was their idea. I forget who the 4th one is, but anyway, so that if they could just get 1 or 2, or even just 1 Republican to reverse themselves, they could avoid forcing this vote.
yeah. Anyway, we just get to keep our eye on what Congress will now be up to now that they're back in session, and what's happening with health insurance, and yeah. I think the GOP has very much shot themselves in the foot with the whole insurance question. And
Yeah, I mean, I know we had some discussion on the trail mix about it, but I'm really of the view that I don't know how deliberate it was, but I think Democrats. Well, I think Republicans fell into a trap, whether it was actually set or not. I guess I don't know if that's the trap, but they now own the health insurance crisis in America, period. I mean, there's just
like I said the other day, never blame a conspiracy for what can be logged up to greed and just plain human stupidity.
Yeah. Oh, we got Mary Jane in the house.
Hello, Mary Jane.
Can you hear me? I'm not sure why my camera's not on, but it's quite all right.
Well, we hear you, but we see a little white dot there on
well,
the screen.
let me see. What did I do? I have no
Well,
idea.
that's okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Well,
There you
There
are.
we go. I made it. I made it in.
Yeah.
So I have a few minutes. What are we talking about today? What good has happened today? I'm needing to know.
Well, the good is that old Trump's on the run with the Epstein case. I pulled up the emails. First of all, here's an email that Epstein wrote to Michael Wolff, a reporter he spent a lot of time with, talking about Trump, saying, of course, he knew about the girls because Trump's always said he didn't know anything about what Epstein was doing. But that one's one thing. This one's even more significant because here what you've got is this is actually an Epstein email to Ghislaine Maxwell. And here he is saying that a victim, quote, spent hours at my house with him, talking about Trump. And the reason that's significant, this is the first time we've got direct tie of Trump to a victim. And that is a first. We have not had that before.
So what was the year of these emails?
These emails were, I don't think I have the date right in front of me, but they were written. I don't know.
But they were prior to the first term, right?
I don't.
They would almost have to have been.
Yeah, we'll have to. We can find that out right quick. But
how do you say her name? Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell and Virginia Giuffre.
So was Epstein put in prison before Maxwell was?
Now,
I can't remember the order of events, but what I'm wondering is, could they communicate with each other by what they call the tablets? In Florida, it's called the smart inmate communication system. Like I can communicate. Inmates.
Well, no, she didn't go to jail. She did not go to jail until after he died.
Okay. So I'm wondering, did he have a computer tablet in the prison where he could communicate, but those records would be not confidential?
No, I think these emails were written before he was convicted.
Okay.
Because they come from a period in time when the reporter Michael Wolff was spending hours and hours and hours with Epstein.
Well, so why has there never been a girl, a woman, a human being claiming, I'm here to tell you I was with Trump at a certain point in time through Epstein and Maxwell's efforts?
And to that point, that's how we end up with this little blank getting filled by the White House today, where it says victim redacted. Is they are the ones this morning who identified the redacted victim as Virginia Giuffre.
Okay. So I didn't realize that.
Well, and the reason they did is because they wanted to make the case that Virginia, going back to what you're saying, never did say that Trump did anything wrong with her. So they wanted to get to that to be able to say that Virginia said he never did anything wrong. In order to get there, they had to identify who this victim is. And I'm just questioning whether, from a political PR point of view, if that was a good move.
Because isn't she the one who committed suicide?
She is,
blaming it on the depression she's had.
Yeah, last April.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see we got Blue in the house too. Hey, Blue.
Hey, that email where he said that dog hasn't barked yet, that's from 2011.
Oh, good for you. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I popped in to say. 2011.
Well, now was 2011? When was that? Well, okay, that was long before Trump's first term, obviously. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's
Yeah.
there's over 20,000 emails.
And is that when Epstein was being investigated in Florida and Florida was looking at prosecuting him, or had they already initiated a case against him?
Well, that was later. That was during. Was that during the Biden administration? No, when was that? The timelines I have to go back and check. But anyway, that is when they were going to prosecute Epstein and then backed off, and the state made the charges, and then that's when he got the sweetheart prison deal that where he didn't really spend
That
much
was
time.
during Obama.
Was that Obama? During Obama?
Yeah.
And that's when Alex Acosta, the Miami U.S. attorney who made that deal, that sweetheart deal with Epstein, he ended up on Trump's cabinet.
And rightfully so, of course. And I just looked up the timeline. The investigation of Epstein in Florida began in March 2005.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So it was going on for a
before
long
Obama.
time before that.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I know Bush. George W. Bush. Okay.
so these emails coming out today were 2011. That was what you said.
Well, the one you're reading right now that said that dog hasn't barked yet, that was in 2011. There's over 20,000
this one,
emails.
Yeah,
So I'm
the two that
guessing
are
it's a
getting the
longer
most
timeline than that.
attention. These are the two getting the most attention today. Then there's this other one. Now, this one he wrote to Michael Wolff, the reporter, and saying, of course, he knew about the girls. I mean, that's significant because Trump has always said he didn't know anything about what was going on.
I don't know
But
why
then
he
he
doesn't
turned
jump on
around
that.
and said that he broke off with him because he was a creep. So in what aspect was he a creep?
Well,
Well,
that's
he was-
another. Go ahead.
I think that he said he was a creep because he was poaching girls and he wanted Ghislaine or however you say her name, Ghislaine, to stop poaching girls from Mar-a-Lago to take up to New York and to the island. So he knew what was going on.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing about this email that's sort of a secondary issue because Trump has always said that he forced Epstein to resign from Mar-a-Lago from the club.
And is Epstein saying he was never even a member to begin with?
Yeah, but in this email, Epstein's saying Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member there, ever. So
well, I'm going to give a prediction here. When this is going to turn into, because of this email, Trump, the Epstein email saying Trump wanted me to resign or told me to resign. I was never even a member, but he wanted me to stop with the girls. That's going to turn into Trump turning himself into the hero because he was the protector of these girls by telling Epstein to get out of my club.
Don't give him ideas.
He
has, yeah. The
then
first
but then he's got to explain this one is that why did you spend hours at Epstein's house with one of the victims?
He was discussing with this girl how she would be able to get out of that lifestyle and live
he was counseling
live a Christian
her.
life. Yeah, he was counseling
her.
Yeah.
So,
but now here's the White House statement this morning. And what I find so interesting about it is this is where we first learn that the redacted name in the other email is Virginia Giuffre because the White House itself, White House press secretary herself is saying that here. But look how she words it. The unnamed victim referenced in these emails is the late Virginia Giuffre, who repeatedly said Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing. Well, now, what I find interesting about that is what they don't address in here is, are they saying that, yes, she did spend hours with her, but it was all fine because she said there was no wrongdoing? They don't address whether or not he actually spent hours with her. So they've kind of implicitly acknowledged that happened.
Uh-huh. And Epstein saying it was at his house when Trump is trying to say he's never spent time with him.
At the house. Well, I want to know what's in the other 20,000 emails.
You're getting greedy now. You're just
I am
greedy.
getting greedy. I want to know. And it's a longer timeline than just 2011. It's years. So I would like to know. And yeah. So anyway, that was the only reason I popped in, was just to give you the date of that. So bye.
Well, we like to get our facts right, even if we don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
And along with Mary Jane, I want to hear from a few more of those 1,000 women globally.
Yeah.
Not just one poor dead girl.
Yeah. Well, more than just Epstein and Virginia have allegedly committed suicide. There's more than that. There's more than that. I mean, there's like a circle of dead people around all of this. So,
or been paid off or signed non-disclosure agreements,
or been threatened or whatever. But yeah. So, and there was the autopsy that Epstein's brother had done on him said it was not. It looked like somebody had been. It was what do you call it?
It was assisted suicide.
It was assisted suicide. It looked like strangulation. It was because the way there was a bone that was broken in the neck. The way that happened, that doesn't happen when you hang yourself. So
yeah, it's hard to believe in my mind that it was anything other than an assisted suicide.
Yeah.
Somebody convinced him that he wanted to die, and they helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be physically choked to break that hyaloid bone.
Yes, exactly. That was the thing. So, and there was at least one more woman, I think two, besides Virginia Giuffre, who had died from suicide, alleged suicide. So.
Well, then that gets into these photos that Sheldon Whitehouse went after Pam Bondi, and her reaction is hysterical. But anyway, there are photos of women on Trump's lap, apparently topless, and Michael Wolff says he saw the photos, that Epstein showed them to him, and he kept them in a safe. And he said, you could use this, to stay out of jail, because at that time he was being prosecuted. He says, you could use this. And Wolff says that Epstein's response was, yeah, if I did that, I'd be killed. Which, and a couple of years later, he ends up dead. Mm-hmm. But listen to Whitehouse talking, asking her about this, and her response is just priceless distraction and deflection.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who
didn't answer the question. Deflect and distract. This is made for Fox soundbite.
Who is, you're grilling me on President Trump and some photographs.
Yeah, because you're the one with the records who won't release them. That's you. She never answers the question.
Yeah. Now, who's Reid Hoffman? Who's Reid Hoffman that she brought up?
Oh, that's another thing about this. It's so funny. Is so part of her response there was to try and change the subject to, and you got money from one of Epstein's associates, Reid Hoffman, and you have the audacity to ask me about photos, blah, 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 blah. Well, Whitehouse, I saw him interviewed. He went back to, he didn't know who she was talking about. He'd never heard of the guy. He went back to his staff and had them search his campaign finance records. He never got any money from anybody named Reid Hoffman. She just made that up. I mean, it was not true.
Oh my. So that was one of the things written on her folder, huh? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she just, not only did she try to change the subject, she changed it to a lie.
You made up a
Gee
name.
whiz.
And
I mean,
of course, now Patel is using
Reid Hoffman does exist, and he was an Epstein associate, and he did give money. He was a big Democrat who did give money to some Democrats, but but Sheldon was not one of them.
And now Patel is doing the exact same thing: attack and deflect, but don't answer with a simple yes or no question.
Oh yeah,
I don't think is he as successful at it as Bondi though. He doesn't seem like
No.
he doesn't seem like he's got the got the wherewithal to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, Caroline
particularly
also.
Before he joined the cabinet, he was one of the ones demanding to see
the Epstein
files. Yeah.
Well, there's old Jack showed. There's
Jack.
Whiskey Jack's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Hi there, Jack.
How's it going?
We're on with Blue and Jamie, and then I can't remember if Jack, have you and Mary Jane met yet? I don't remember if y'all.
Hello,
met.
Jack.
I don't believe so.
I don't think we have met other than typing things on the chat box, the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Now, Jack, I've got to know, do you care yet? Jack's never cared about the Epstein story. So do you care yet? Are you convinced yet or not?
No, in fact, I'm probably headed the other way. I think it's going to, I can't imagine it having a lot more legs than it's got right now.
Well, now we've got this email.
I've been wrong.
I'm getting all excited about this email here that came out today where Epstein says that Trump spent hours at my house with who we now know was Virginia Giuffre, one of the victims. Now, this is the first time we've got any linkage of Trump to an actual victim, but that doesn't get you interested either.
Well, to Jack's,
what's it doing on TikTok?
What do you mean?
Well, is the issue getting viewed on TikTok or not?
I put it on.
Well, but I mean,
I made a video and put it on TikTok. Actually, that's a good.
There's like 20,000 emails that Congress has, Jack.
Well, I'm going to go speak to Jack's point. I personally think that it really, in the long run, does not matter one iota to Trump's hardcore conservative Christian supporters what he may have done and how much he lied about it, because so many of them have said he's a man with flaws, and that's the kind of man that Jesus had to send to us and he has been forgiven. You know, the evangelicals prayed with him and laid hands on him, and he has been forgiven. And so we don't really care about all this stuff in the past because he's our hero today. I don't think it matters in the long run to them.
In the long run, Jesus won't forgive their insurance bills. And I think that, what Jack and Mary Jane are saying, in the long run, it's going to be how much do they have to pay to go to the doctor that will weigh more with the voters.
Yeah. But my counter to that is that we're talking about Epstein because of those Trump supporters, because of the MAGA people who have demanded release of these files from day one because they are so outraged by Epstein's trafficking of minors. And so it's a little different here. They got more to grapple with here. It's a little different than him, having sex with the porn star. I mean, here he had sex with an underage
14-year-old.
And it may be different. I think it could
Well,
be
for
different.
some, certainly like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think this is the issue for some reason she latched on to at the one thing that is so offensive to her as a Trump supporter. If he did that, she needs to know, she needs the files, she needs to know. And if it's true, she's done with him. I may be stretching it a little bit, but she is not the one who said, I don't care what he's done, he's still my hero today. She's morphed into, I think we are entitled to know about this type person.
Well, first off, you got to understand, all 5 of us are a little weird.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Most, you go out here in the world and you start talking this stuff, and it's just, I don't know. Most people don't care. They don't pay attention. They're too busy with whatever little thing they're doing.
Well, Charlie Kirk's audience cared until Charlie Kirk got taken down by whomever, and that has all been a very weird thing too. And Erica Kirk's relationship with J.D. Vance. I mean, the whole thing is just like, it's just weird. Everything about it is weird.
I just keep coming down to the Epstein thing is a big deal, and to the MAGA, at least a big section of the MAGA supporters, they've always cared about this story. And if it turns out Trump was just another one of the elites trafficking in minors, it might not turn them against Trump. But my whole point is, will it depress turnout in the midterms of MAGA voters? That's what I stay focused on in with this issue is, and we already saw some downturn, and maybe not because of this, but in the voting a week ago, the MAGA voters did not turn out in big numbers in these races a week ago in New Jersey and Virginia and even Mississippi and Georgia.
Well,
got a little
Democrats need to explain. Okay.
Blue, what?
Stop Epstein across the bottom of the screen.
Blue, are you there? Finish.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was just going to say, Democrats need to make sure they explain really well the difference between what a fascist is and what a communist is and what a socialist is and what a democratic socialist is, because they're all wrapped up into one thing in MAGA minds. So, but okay, so George, anyway, I'm sorry, Jack had a story.
Yes, I was talking to a neighbor, and he was telling me about his mother getting hurt. She broke her leg, and I asked her, I said, well, what was she doing? And he said, oh, she was attending a protest. We're down here in redneck world, so God knows what kind of protest she was doing. And I knew his folks live out even in more redneck out east of Springfield here, out in the country. And evidently she went to a No Kings protest. And what she is, she has been in politics all her life, been a Democrat. And what that tells me is that No Kings deal energized the Democrats. All across the nation. And it showed up in the election. They went to the polls and voted, everybody else did. And I think that's, now whether that shows up in a general election or not, and if they keep energized, I think is a big debate here.
Well, now I want to know how she broke her leg. Did she get attacked by the National Guard?
She's 80 years old, and she stepped in a gopher hole or something like that in the park.
Stop it. I shouldn't laugh. That's not funny.
Well, you're getting there. It won't be long.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I got stairs. We got 4 flights of stairs in our house, and I've gotten where I get a little bit nervous about it. I mean, I don't. I can negotiate them fine. I can walk the stairs, but I get more and more careful about it.
I think about that every now and then, Craig, when I'm climbing a flight of stairs. How many are in your house?
Yeah, I think I said, well, if I count the basement, I guess say 1, 2. I guess we got 5.
Well,
but it's good exercise.
Using them. I tell people I'm at the age where if I don't use it, I lose it. So when I go to the doctor, he's up on the second story. Instead of waiting for the elevator, I just take the stairs. And, keep myself active.
By the way, I just checked this morning, and my Manjaro has cost me since February 35 pounds.
Well, you're just going to be running up those stairs.
Really? Yeah.
But I'm still. How much did you lose on Manjaro, Jamie?
I lost 43 pounds, and I still have another 50 to go.
Okay, well, I'm gaining on you. We got a contest. A contest.
My sister swears by it.
Really?
She said it's kind of weird that she takes it, and her daughter can sit there and take food and eat a little bit, take it or leave it. And her daughter just skinny as all get out. And she said, I don't know how she does it, or I didn't know because I eat a big bowl and then grab another one. And
I'm the kind of person who will dine out at a restaurant, and I swear I'm starving on the way back to the office. I'll pull into McDonald's, get some French fries.
And I take home half of the meal to eat the next day.
Yeah. I mean, that's the incredible thing, Mary Jane, because I used to be like that, but this Manjaro, what it does is it just significantly reduces your appetite.
Well, I maybe should start on it. Did you have to see a primary care to get prescribed, or did you do an online help?
Well, I was prescribed with diabetes, and so if you're on diabetes, you can easily get coverage for it.
Were you pre-diabetic, or have you been diagnosed with diabetes?
Well, I was pre-diabetic, and then I inched up to close to diabetic, and so now that's the other thing, Manjaro, that I guess is more important is it actually dropped my A1C
or whatever.
down.
Would you get up, please, and do one of those dances they do in the commercials on TV?
Those are so creepy.
And of course,
not the best.
I've always sworn that I could walk by a donut shop and gain 5 pounds. I didn't have to even go in.
Well, my problem is always this, and I laugh about it. When it comes to sugars, I've got no self-control. and then I will see a bag of candy and go, well, they're wrapped up individually. I could just eat one. And I lie to myself. And I know this. So usually there's been a number of times I put a bag of candy in the cart and then go back and take it back because I realize I'm just lying to myself again.
Well, I've got to get back and get some documents done to file, so I better hop off of here. But I just was hoping I could catch it while you were still talking.
I'm glad you did, and we're here off and on. We haven't come up with a regular schedule, but I don't know.
I'm going to bail out as well because I've got things to do on the list. As much fun as the whole gang is, I will talk to you later.
Well, keep letting me know by the email when you're going to go live.
Yeah, I will do that. I'm going to wrap up here myself because we've been at an hour and 15 minutes. So, Jack, good to see you again.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Okay, I'm Lady Mau Mau, Craig's built-in emergency brake. If this wasn't enough for you, sign up for the newsletter. It's free, it's thoughtful, and it occasionally makes sense.